So I guess like a lot of deeply melanated women are saying that it's very difficult to stand in solidarity with Black men over various issues of racism, because many of the men that are fighting against racism are colorists. And it's very obvious if you look at who many of them have selected as their partners, as their spouses, as their girlfriends, as the models in their videos, the mother of their children, pretty much like over 90%. And what I will say to this is colorism a thing? Of course it is. Should it be? Absolutely not. It should not be. In 2022, I think it's very archaic to be discriminating against people based off of their color. But we have the power to change that. And moving forward, I want for the youth to really understand that the archaic ways of the people that, came before them is not something that they don't have to replicate that behavior. So with that being said, I totally 100% advocate for free will. So if somebody's preference is one thing or another, one complexion or another, that is their preference. I don't spend too much time focused on these things. I remember, hearing, I believe it might have been, I don't know, but they were asked a question, and they said, I don't think those are poor people problems. And that's somewhat how I feel to some degree about colorism. I don't think that way. That's just not, I don't filter those types of realities through my lens. I don't see any limitations in my path whatsoever. I don't look at the skin that I'm in as a hindrance in any capacity to what my creator has designed and carved for me. And I do believe these are very low-level conversations if we're continuously recirculating these types of trains of thought to believe that the skin that we're in is a hindrance to our achievement, to our goals. I think that is a really bad way of thinking. And beyond these things where I'm not trying to orchestrate the collective gaslighting of deeply melanated women in the sense of lying to you and saying that these factors don't exist. It's obvious. If you have eyes, you can see these things. But what I'm saying is that beyond the isms is spirituality. And I think that people get fixed on matters of race, even matters of gender, because there is sexism involved in these types of conversations. But we can really get stuck on these conversations when, if we say that we believe in a higher power, we understand that there's no isms that can come against our ascension and our rise. If we believe in the creator that says be and it is, that has the power to say be and it is, that has the power to say hands off, that has the power to clear our path in various categories, why are we stuck on these lower level conversations? And so when we tap into our power has a lot to do with what we focus on. And if we are constantly feeding into this whole thing of our limitations, our hindrances, based off of the skin that we're in, we are feeding into a collective stagnation with the belief system that because of the skin that you're in, you will have disadvantages and lacks of opportunity. And some people will say, well, that's a fact. Are you in denial of that? It may be, but what I'm saying is we have the power to change these things. When we are constantly asking people who have no proven track record of liberating us or treating us in a just manner, what good does that serve? How intelligent is that to constantly be asking people to free you who have no intention to free you and actually have every intention to hold you captive? And so when Bob says release yourself, or free yourself of mental slavery, none but ourselves can free our minds, that's the truth. That's the truth. Who are you asking to give you an opportunity? Who are you asking to treat fairly? Are you treating yourself fairly? Are you also, and this is the reason why specifically I can't go to bat for any particular group of people. Because unfortunately with this mentality, right, what I've watched when the claws come out is that this mentality is very myopic in the sense of the belief that there can only be one. And you watch people with this mentality of there can only be one do some very vicious things when they feel threatened by who is next to come. The problem is the fact that you believe that there can only be one. Whereas I believe that the people who believe that there can only be one should actually be in positions and in place to be doing the selecting. And so look at how your belief system has minimized you and reduced your limitations by looking at yourself as one to be selected rather than looking at yourself as the selector. There's an African proverb that says, you born the child, you don't born the heart. And I was thinking, should men, or women, I guess you could say, but women organically we are the receptors. What do I mean by we are the receptors? We receive. So even if you think about our organ, our womb, the way it's designed, men have an external organ, we have an internal organ. So we are designed to be receptors. We are designed to receive. And I was thinking the other day, should a man have a say in a woman's friendship circle? Or is that overstepping his boundaries? But it's this, when we talk about this whole colorist thing, and I say it's low level, if you are gathering together with your homegirls and you guys are gathering together sipping cocktails, which I don't do, I don't drink. So don't call me to have a cocktail because I don't drink. But she's coming back home with that energy of ingratitude. And you are her rock, you are her support system, you have her back. And she might not just be, it might just not just be her friends, it could be her in-laws, it could be her actual family. And all they have been programming, they went to dinner and all for literally 3 hours, 4 hours straight, they've just been programming her to focus on all the things that you lack. And it's like you could be doing a million things right, but the company that she keeps only wants you to focus on what you're doing wrong, which is tapping into a state of ingratitude. So if again, going back to spirituality, if I'm praying every day, and a lot of what I pray for is to be able to, for my Creator to be able to filter my lens, to wake up each day and think about all the things that I'm grateful for, all the things that I'm blessed to have. And start my day in gratitude, thanking my ancestors, thanking my Creator, thanking my allies, thanking my friends, thanking everybody who is batting for me, who's rooting for me, thanking everybody who is opening doors for me, everybody who wants to see me succeed, everyone who wants to see me win, and focusing on these things. And this brings me great joy to focus on all of the great things. But then there are other forces that want you to focus on, well, why did so-and-so get a feature and you didn't get a feature? Or you're more talented than they are. You can sing, you can hit some notes, you rap, you write all your lyrics, you're a dancer. Why is this woman getting put on? Right? Oh, is it because of her complexion? Is it because of, well, why is this person getting support? Well, why is this person living like this? Why is this person got this? Why is this person got that? They're not as good as you. They're not. You see the difference in the two mentalities? You see the difference in the two mindsets? Where you can focus on literally all the things that you don't have. Or you can wake up and focus on all the things that you do have. And the company that you keep has a lot to do with what it is that you choose to focus on. So you can say something like, yeah, it's been a tough journey. It's been a very solo journey of solitude, but man, look what this journey cultivated. The strength and the belief in self and the confidence, and most importantly, the reliance and the faith in my creator, that I'm not on some mob mentality. I don't have to click up and gang up with different people to be able to feel like I can manifest, that I have this great bond, this support that is bigger than any man's support. My God. Look at what this solo journey, teaching myself to dance, and teaching myself an instrument, and teaching myself how to rap, and teaching myself how to sing, and teaching myself how to do all these things, and all of the adversity in my lyrical content, and how all this pressure made a diamond, and how close I got to my creator. Like, you could literally extract the gems out of your situation, or you could wake up focusing on, well, they got all this stuff and they got all this da-da-da, and it's not fair, and where is he, and where are they? Well, where's the support? Where's the da-da-da? And what you'll see is there are a lot of people that want you to tap into that mentality, that other side. And usually the reason why is that they are agents of the devil. Because that's what the devil loves to do. He loves you to focus on everything that you don't have, to keep you in a state of lack and a state of unthankfulness. So would it be wise to select your spouse's circle? Can you tell your spouse, your mother is really doing a big disservice to our relationship. Every single time you hang out with your mother, you come with this foul attitude. She's just like always picking me apart. And I really feel like, because with in-laws, I'm a little bit different. If I had an in-law who was a little bit overly latching on, I had a relative, I've had family members say, keep our names out because we don't make it, too personal, whatever. That's their privacy, so I respect that. I had a relative one time that was being very critical of an in-law, and that's kind of the MO. And like, you'll see like a lot of these like sisters or like cousins or like whoever like gather up together and literally like destroy the sister-in-law and be totally disrespectful of the brother or the sibling or the cousin or the dad or whoever's or the son's ability to select his own mate, ability to use wisdom and discernment to find a partner that's best for him. Not best for you, sweetheart, best for him. And ability to select somebody that is most fitting towards their lifestyle and their needs. And I straight up had another relative call her out and was like, can you do things that his fiance does for him? Like, ideally, a man's selection would be with the idea of nation building and community building and strength, ability to raise children with certain ethical and moral, consciousness, and a woman who's intellectually stimulating. But if a man chooses a woman who is a freak in the bed, and he's like, look, all I need is somebody who can support me sexually. You could look at that man like, man, like you should be beyond, like you should be bigger than that or whatever. But he's like, I'm not. That's really what I want. Are you providing that for that man? And isn't that his free will to select what he needs best for himself and in his life? That's within his free will. So for the mothers-in-law and the sisters-in-law and all the in-laws, are you, providing certain things that wife can provide that man? And one thing, like with this African proverb, like you born the child, you don't born the heart, is you're looking at things through your lens, and that's kind of disrespecting that man's being able to know himself through and thoroughly, to say like, this is what I actually need, like this is what I actually want for myself. And so to some degree, it is really overstepping your boundaries. I'm a little bit untraditional in the sense of if I had a situation where a mother-in-law or like an in-law was a little bit too latching on or like too invested in the relationship or like too much, trying to govern the relationship, I might try to set them up on a few dates. I'm a little bit, I think outside the box a little bit. I'm not just gonna nag. I'm gonna be like, let's set your sister up on a few dates, or let's get your mom a nice gentleman, somebody who will treat her very nice. And she may not be so prone to having the time with, her new love interest to really be so about us. She might, they might be out on boat rides. They might be out having a nice time. So, overall, what was the question? Is it too much to select who your spouse hangs out with? I don't think it is. In the same fashion of saying, sweetheart, I don't want you drinking because alcohol is an intoxicant and we always fight when you're drunk or when you're tipsy. That's the same exact thing. That outside influence, we always fight when you hang out with your in-laws. We always fight when you hang out with your homegirls. You always come back with some new energy, and it's not conducive to our relationship. And this is not to say, this is giving people their own credit or whatever, this is not to say that you should be in a relationship where you're accepting abuse. Of course, if someone is mistreating you and you have people that love you and they're bringing that to your attention, of course, but at the same time, there's always going to be good and bad with any situation, and it's really going to be up to the two individuals to decide if the relationship is salvageable, because there's always an option for you to leave, but you're obviously still in it. And so as an adult, you have made the decision that there's more benefit for you in this partnership than if you were out of the partnership, right? And so for that reason, I think it's I'm very selective about who I choose to hang out with. I'm very, 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 very selective. For one, the mindset has to be right. As if you're my homegirl, your mindset has to be right. We're not sitting around and we're not, like, our gatherings aren't going to be destructive. We're not sitting around eating bad food. We're not going to places like all you can eat, eating like terrible food that's going to, be bad for us and give us the itis. We're not drinking. We're not smoking weed together. We're not doing any of those things. Our bond is not going to be predicated on anything destructive. We're not going to be having lower level conversations. We're not going to be destructive. We're not going to be, figuring out how we can, destroy someone's relationship. We're not going to be tearing other women down. That's just not going to be what we're going to be talking about. We will be talking about doing charity. We will be talking about nation building. We will be talking about how to educate the youth. We will be talking about big ideas. We will be talking about entrepreneurial endeavors. We will be talking about artwork and everything creative. If you are a musician, we probably will be collaborating all the time. I will be writing songs for you. We will be coming up with harmonies. We will be talking about healing. We will be talking about wellness. We will be talking about tapping into our power. We will be trading secrets about problems that have risen in our lives and how we were able to resolve those problems. We will be trading recipes, all good and positive things. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of relationships that I formulate. And so just based off mentality, a lot of people eliminate themselves from my company because I know that as a creative, as an artist, you go out into the world, there's a lot of people that are always trying to destroy you, tear you down, tear you down, tear you down, tear you down. Your confidence is something that's going to carry you. So you cannot allow anybody, you have to treasure your confidence because that is your, look at it like this. Your confidence as an artist, as a creative is your gem. That is your revenue stream, your confidence. So look at anybody that's attempting to attack your confidence as somebody that is literally trying to steal from you. And so unfortunately, we live in a society and a culture that's kind of the bonding of a lot of these relationships with women and things like that. It's very destructive. And when you have a goal, you don't have time to be engaging in those types of things. You just don't have the time, nor the desire. And if you are able to do the work, you're not on a frequency of self-sabotage. So everything that you're going to attract, like one of the prayers that I do every single morning, I say, Almighty Allah, I say, may I be a magnet to those who you love. May I be a magnet to those who love you. And may we be magnets to each other. May the godly recognize the godliness in me. May I recognize the godliness in them. May we tap into our discernment to be able to recognize each other, and may we attract each other. Because that's really the division when we're talking about different things like colorism, this ism, da-da-da. No, the division is righteous, spiritually righteous versus spiritually unrighteous. Positivity versus negativity. That's really the division. And so you can pray for whatever you want. I pray literally to be a magnet to positivity, to be a magnet to, those who love God, godliness. And may I be a repellent to haters, to detractors, distractors, to wicked forces, to cruelty. May I be an energetic repellent to that. Keep it away from me. So anyways, y'all, much love, much peace. We'll chat it up soon.